Imagine you're a 27-year-old dad, living in your family home with your 2 kids, and then suddenly everything changes. You go on a downward spiral after splitting with your wife, replacing the happiness with alcohol. You're a diabetic, so you must take the utmost care of your body, but you're doing the complete opposite. Your ex is now using the only control she has left over you, the kids. Demanding money but allowing no access, you go into deep depression and anxiety thinking your world has ended. After some counselling, you manage to use mediation to see your kids, but now, a single dad living with your parents, the anxiety continues. You keep yourself to yourself with only one friend to talk to. How would you feel about that? Then you see an advert on Facebook. It catches your eye. You resonate with the message but have no clue who this person is. What would you do? Would you keep scrolling or give it a go? You decide to sign up and you join a group called Devoted Dads. While very skeptical, you have to reflect deeply on where you are. You're asked to introduce yourself to a group of strangers. What would you have said? You decide to go with it, do something you're very uncomfortable with, and by day 8, your life is already beginning to change for the better. That's exactly what happened to Adam Gill from England.
So here we are. We've come down to Barnsley in England to visit Adam in his new home. We're going to find out how he made such a transformation in only 8 months. Let's see how he's getting on today.
Hello, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, come on in. Wow, look at this.
Just introduce you to the family.
Yeah.
This is my daughter Lily.
Hi.
This is my son Ollie.
You alright?
And that's my partner Rachel.
Rachel, you alright?
Better half. Before joining Devoted Dads, I wasn't really looking anything specific for myself. It was more for my kids. They were asking me, can we go here? Can we do this? Can we do that? And I'm basically just putting it off all the time because I just didn't have energy to do it. At that point in time, I was suffering with anxiety and depression. I was actually diagnosed with it through counselling. So I needed that little bit of a push to make me do things for kids because I just didn't have the drive or focus to do out. I think I needed, putting it politely, a kick up butt. So that was my biggest priority, just that little bit of help from somebody to push me forward. The ex actually stopped me from seeing kids for 2-3 months, and I had to go through I had to go and see solicitors actually to gain access, and then we went through mediation, and eventually I got access to see kids. It was, rather than me seeing them every week, which I did, I only got to see them every fortnight, which were a big gut-wrenching feeling. At the time, I was actually at Caravan with my kids, and I was just obviously flicking through social media, Facebook, and I just come across this page, and I thought, well, all right, have a listen. So I was listening to it, and everything that was explained on video, I could see myself. It was happening to me at that time. So I thought, well, give it a go, why not? I was a bit optimistic. Would it work, wouldn't it work? Because you see them all the time on Facebook. Lose weight in 30 days, gain muscle mass in a day and things like that. So I was a bit apprehensive at the time. But I thought, why not? Give it a go. What's worse that can happen? After 8 days, it was mind-blowing. Changed me for better, and I knew this program was going to work for me, definitely. For me to talk about myself into the phone was a big deal, but as you start doing more things that make you feel uncomfortable, fair enough, I started off with live videos, but then that led me to talking to my ex-wife's mum when I was picking kids up. It also led me to start talking to my ex-wife about kids, and the biggest one was speaking my mind when I'm at work. I'm so grateful and thankful for signing up to this project, because if I didn't, I think maybe I'd have either been an alcoholic or, worst case scenario, in a cardboard box. It's I'd have still been living at my mum's. I wouldn't have had that push forward to get out of my bedroom, because that's all I did. Came home from work, went to my bedroom, stayed in my bedroom. I wouldn't have had any energy to look after kids, play with kids, go camping with kids, go fishing with kids, playing sports with kids. I wouldn't have had any of that because I couldn't be bothered. And I'm just, like I say, I'm just so grateful just to be part of this programme and got the tools to use, and got my big boy pants on now. I'm a grown up. I've realised what I've done, I've realised where I've been, and I've realised how far I've come, and I just can't be more grateful if I tried. As I am now, I've got my kids, and I can see my kids as much as I want. It doesn't have to be every fortnight. I can phone up, pick them up whenever I want. Also, house. I was still living at my mum's, and I needed that space for us. I needed a family home. I just didn't want to live out of a carrier bag as I did for 3 years. Also, work opportunities. I've got a new job, teaching, and it's something I've always wanted to do. And I just didn't have drive to push myself forward to go for an opportunity like that. I was quite happy in my own little bubble, getting paid, going to work for the same company, which I have done for the past 15 years. Confidence as well, talking to people, meeting my partner, having that confidence just to drop that one message on a photo, which started his relationship off. And everything in my life has completely changed. If you'd have seen me a year ago, you wouldn't have recognised me, because I was literally a skeleton with a skin graft on the top. But now, gym 3 times a week, eating healthy, eating 4 or 5 meals a day, no filling me, and putting a 1.5 stone on, which is a massive achievement. I might not look it, but I feel awesome.
To be honest with you, a couple of years ago, we never even talked, did we? Because you were just that zoned in on himself. He never really spoke to anybody, to be fair. He never got to see you, never came to see me. I had to drag him out half at the time, didn't I? To come and see him. If I wanted to phone him, he never answered his phone. I know we were in a bad way, I know that. Depression and things like that, we were all there at one point. You can't even recognise him from what he was last time, a couple of years ago, to what he is now. He's, like I said, a completely different person. But I'm glad he's back, because we did all miss him, didn't we? We did.
I hope you enjoyed that very inspirational story of a true devoted dad. I'm here in San Diego, connecting with guys who are all focused on taking their life to the next level. If you want to be the next devoted dad, contact me now. You don't need to think about this. You've been thinking about it long enough. You need to do it right now. Contact me, lee@devoteddadproject.com. We'll jump on the phone, we'll have a chat, we'll see if you're the right fit for the family, and we'll get you taking action. Do it now. I'll talk to you soon.